So once again, we are doing the stunt listing State of the Stunt Union 2025. We did this last year. It was we shared a bunch of really cool infographics showing what coordinators were looking for, what performers thought about the industry at the time. There was a lot more kind of general unrest about AI, which I'm sure continues, and about the recent strike. But now we've got new questions. We want to see what people are thinking and how they're feeling.
For anyone that's not filled one of these out before, we do this for a couple different reasons. One of them is to make sure that we are providing the things that the industry needs and less of the things that the industry doesn't need. We are also doing this to make sure that there's alignment between what performers think coordinators want to see on their profiles and what coordinators are actually looking for on people's profiles. We want to make sure that people have the best opportunity to get hired on stunt listing. And this is one of the ways that we do that. We sort of recalibrate every year with this survey.
Yeah, because we're just a handful of people who work in stunts, but we don't know exactly what everyone needs. We're not in every location. We're not talking to every coordinator. We're talking to as many as we can, but this gives us the information to know how performers are feeling, what's working on the site, what's not working, what's on your mind, so that we know, like, we can brainstorm solutions and kind of get on top of that. So yeah, we're doing in the past several years we've done it, and we do it in like a two-part survey. We do one for performers, one for coordinators, because they have such different mentalities. I'll run through the questions real quick, but just we want people to we can send you this survey. We've sent it over email, and we're going to send it over social media. It's available in many places. If you can't get to it, just contact us. But yeah, we want people to tell us how stunt listing is working for them. We've got like premium services. We've got a bunch of free stuff that we've offered. We're curious what people value the most, because we're actually spending a lot of time supporting services that we think people are using, and we're not sure. We don't do much tracking of what people use. We just sort of put it up there, and then it runs. So we want to know from you what's working and what more you would want. And then we're curious about what performers think about coordinators. So what do you think, as a performer, is the most important thing for a coordinator considers when hiring you? Warren, what do you think?
Oh boy. There's a couple things, but headshots and all of my sizes are probably the two that people are using the most right now.
Yeah,
is my assumption. I'm excited to see what the results are.
I think there's many factors. I think but what are the most important? Maybe nothing
Right.
might be the most important, but there might be the top 5 that are really important. We're curious what people want to see on stunt listing. We're curious if people want to attend workshops, if that's something we should help arrange, and we can help facilitate. We're not really stunt teachers, so we've been recently contacting people in different areas and saying, hey, can you teach this kind of thing, because we're pushing this skill every month. And it might be great alignment for the performers, the teachers, the coordinators, everybody. Yeah, and then how much help do people want to make yourselves more hireable? We've got people who've reviewed nearly 5,000 stunt profiles, and they kind of know what they're talking about at this point. So we're curious about that. Yeah.
So when it comes to coordinators, one of the helpful things for us to know when we're looking at who coordinators are is an estimate of how many performers you've hired using stunt listing all time, right? It helps us understand where you are in your sort of stunt listing journey. Is it your main bread and butter of how you hire things, or hire for things, or is it something that you're just trying out, sort of new for the first time?
And that's something we get asked all the time. People go, oh, how many people got hired and from your site? And we go, we don't get involved in your hiring. We don't want to be in between that. That's your business, right? Like, that's really none of our business. So we get asked, and then people tell us also, oh, I've never gotten a job off stunt listing. And we can be like, well, 5,000 other people have. Because I'm sure it's around that number, or if not
Yeah.
double or triple or 10 times that.
I'll say, like, I'm going to peel back the curtain just a tiny bit. It's also a legal thing where us getting involved with the hiring process, specifically saying that you're hired or you're not hired, is like a legal situation we don't want to be in. So we try to stay out of the actual hiring process. It's why we've never released a feature that allows you to know on stunt listing that you're hired, or have a coordinator contact you through stunt listing through an automated thing that tells you you're hired. It's just not something that we're going to do because it's a legal hot water that we don't want to be in.
Right.
But so in the hiring process, we'd love to know which features coordinators are looking at in profiles as the most important. It's the same question for performers except flipped for coordinators. We want to know what the most important thing is, or the most important things in a profile, so that we know what to focus on and what to promote, and so we can tell performers, oh, by the way, 100 different coordinators said sizes were the most important thing they need on stunt listing, and your sizes are incomplete, so you're not performing the best on our website. Please update your sizes.
Yeah, it's our hope that you just get hired. Like, we just want anyone who makes a great profile and is the right person for the job to get hired. That's our alignment with you.
We also have tons of advanced features for coordinators on stunt listing, and again, we try not to. We do some tracking on the site to make sure that the site is working correctly, but we are not tracking keeping track of how coordinators use the tools on the site. So we would love to know what coordinators feel is helpful and the advanced features that they're actually using, so that we know what's working on the site, and what we can spend our time on to make better this year.
Yeah, I mean, another thing, we're just asking a few like wrap-up questions for coordinators. How often does it take? How often do you visit stunt listing when you're on a show? I mean, I had someone tell me once it was 4 times in a day, every day, and I was like, "What? How are you hiring?" Like, I couldn't even imagine this. But a lot of people are going every single day. They're looking to hire people every single day, and some people do it once a week because that's sort of how they're hiring. But we're just curious how they're using it, and then what their opinions are when they see stunt performer profiles. The main thing, we have 2 admins, the main thing they focus on is trying to help people update their profiles, and performers are, some do and some don't. We've got some amazing profiles. There's a ton that are 100% complete, and they look awesome, and these people can get hired in no time at all. And there's some that are missing sizes, missing skills, one headshot. It's not really much. There's not really much to look at if you're selling yourself. So we're curious what coordinators think. Maybe it's good enough. Maybe they don't. We don't need to focus on that so much. And I'm hoping each of these they'll absolutely take less than 5 minutes. If you're really quick and focus on this, it should take about 2 or 3 minutes at most. So not a big burden, and it helps the community, and it helps us provide services for free and advanced services for pay.
That's really it.
Yeah, we just want to see the results. What do they look like? These will be really cool to share. It'll be interesting to see the difference between performer and coordinator opinions, and we definitely make all of our decisions based off of the feedback we got. We have ideas, but we need them verified by people.
Yeah. And if you don't know, we're math nerds. We just like data. So
Yeah.
Please let us know your feelings.
Yeah. Fine. Great. See you guys next time. Later.